Honorable members, let us pray. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon this parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in their sight. Give divine guidance to the President of the Republic and the members of Parliament and ministers of state with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of government, this land and people may be well and truly served, and their good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our country, fair as it might be, a country of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a country of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a country of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving, a country of peace, where government shall rest on the will of the people and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people, that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen. Honorable members, you're welcome to Tamale, in the northern region of Ghana, where the committee will be sitting for the next 3 days to consider the report of the Auditor General on the public accounts of Ghana, to cover three institutions: the district assemblies, their common fund and the IGF reports, as well as technical universities and pre-university educational institutions. So, you're welcome. Appearing before the committee today are the three technical universities from Tamale, Bolga, and Wa, as well as colleges of education from the three regions. I want to welcome the vice chancellors and the principals of the colleges of education who are here to respond to the infractions cited in the report. The format of our sitting this morning is, as usual, same. We'll do introduction of members of the committee, then I'll call the official from the technical universities to take the oath. And I will start with Dr. Hila Liman. We'll start with Dr. Hila Liman, Technical University, followed by Bolgatanga Technical University, then Tamale Technical University. We also have Bagabaga College of Education, St. John Bosco College of Education, Nasrat Jahan Ahmadiyya College of Education. We'll follow in that order. So shall we start with the introduction from my right?
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, everybody. My name is Musa Abdulaziz Ayaba. I'm a member of Parliament for Mion Constituency. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Ernest Yawanim, Member of Parliament, Kumehu.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Isaac Yao Opoku, Member of Parliament for Offenso South, and a member of the committee.
Good morning, Chairman. My name is Kwesi Boatineje, Member of Parliament for New Jabe North, and a member of the committee.
Grateful, Mr. Chairman. Clement Tapak, Member of Parliament for Bulsa South, and a member of the committee.
Good morning. My name is Samuel Atamils, MP for Commander Edna Egwafo Abrim, and a Vice Chair of the committee.
My name is James Kluche Abaji, MP for Ketuno and the Chair of the committee.
My name is Kofi Ochre Ajekum, MP for Fantia Kwasaf, the ranking member of the committee.
Good morning, Chairman. Samson Tangwambu Chiragia is my name, MP Navronga Central, a member of the committee.
Good morning, Chairman. My name is Queen Tamale Asoya, MP for Aguna East and a member of the committee. Thank you.
Honorable Chairman Louis Yadomboachi, Principal Assistant Clerk.
Equia Ousu Ajekum, Senior Principal Assistant Clerk.
Good morning. My name is Joanna Botti Asare, an Assistant Clerk to the committee.
Good morning. I am Joanna Mati, Director, Audit Service.
Good morning. My name is Michael Ado, Director of Audit Service.
Good morning. My name is John Ngoza, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service.
My name is Alexander Kumson, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service.
I'm Thomas Nunu, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Shall we have the official from the Dr. Hila Liman Technical University, as well as the Bolgatanga Technical University, if they are here? Tamale, Bolgatanga is here. Okay, kindly join them. Or you are alone? Okay, so then wait, when they join you, that will take the oath. So, clerk, you can administer the oath.
I do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much. Kindly introduce yourselves to the committee.
Good morning, Honorable Chairman and members. I'm Professor Elias Sole, Vice Chancellor of Dr. Hila Liman Technical University. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman. My name is Songotua Vitus, Registrar, Dr. Hila Liman Technical University.
Good morning, Honorable Chairman. My name is Abdullahi Abdurazak, Director of Internal Audit, Dr. Hila Liman Technical University.
Good morning, Chairman and the entire House. My name is Karim Kouri, the Director of Finance.
Good morning.
Chairman. I'm Joseph Bender, Director of Procurement.
Once again, you're welcome. Dr. Hilal Iman, Technical University in Wa. You have few issues that you are cited for in the reports. But we'll start with your financial performance. And Honorable Apak will take that one, paragraph 396 of the report.
Grateful, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Hilal Iman, welcome. It's appropriate that I get to start. I grew up in Wa. Let's look at your financial performance for the year in question, which is 2022. I noticed that your non-tax revenue, IGF, went down by 25%. 25%. What accounted for that?
No, go ahead. The Honorable Chairman, the Director of Finance will respond. Thank you.
Chairman, thank you very much. The year under review 2022, actually, if you look at the numbers in terms of enrollment, we noticed there was actually there was a downward trend. And the issues actually emanate from the humanities. Hitherto, the institution used to have a lot of enrollment in the humanity areas, especially accounting, management, study second management and all that. But later on, there was also this course that was introduced, the pharmacy, the dispensary technology, and then the laboratory technology and all those things. People started patronizing that one in addition to the existing courses. Unfortunately, we were here to determine what really happened. There have been the numbers in terms of the humanities is gradually going down, but the sciences, that is the pharmaceuticals, then the laboratory seems to be doing well. So at the moment, gradually is drifting towards that side. But in terms of accounting, even as I talk to you, some of the humanity courses we are even getting admission as low as 2 people. So that is where we are having challenge. In terms of numbers, the sciences is rather growing, but the other way too is also going down. So overall, it has effect on the total number of enrollment, and that is what is causing that.
Very well. So the point is that you saw a decline in enrollments.
Yes.
Well, I hope as an institution you are putting in measures to shore that up.
Yes, Chairman. That's
Very
what
well.
we are doing.
Now, employee compensation. I noticed that for 2022, you spent more, in excess of 29 million, compared to 2021, which was 15 million. How do you justify that? Because from what you are saying, in the same period, you were seeing a decline in enrollment, which affected your non-tax revenue. But at the same time, in the area of employee compensation, we see an increase.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. In 2022, 2021, 2022, getting to the latter part of 2021, some appointments were done. About 19, or I think about 31, was it 31? About 31 people were actually recruited, including myself. So, and then also in 2022, there had been some arrears of entertainment allowances, responsibility, and some other allowances that government paid, even in tranches, for about 3 times, dating back, I think somewhere 2021, all added up to that.
Well, it's good to know that at least you have had an increase in the number of staff. I hope largely academic staff, although administrators too are also necessary. I guess it's understandable. So when you combine these and you do the figures, the auditors are right in saying that your expenditure shot up by 70%. I guess the downside is that it now has created a situation where, you know, your solvency is in question. Comparing 2021, where you were buoyant, 1.2.1, now you are 0.7.1. But I think your explanations are reasonable. Mr. Chairman, I will leave it here.
Thank you very much. Director of Finance, let's assume that this is a private investee, that you are the Director of Finance. What will you have done if it's a private investee where you'll not be having subvention from government to make the investee sustainable? Use the mic.
Thank you, Chairman. If we were just in the shoes of a private university, there are a number of measures I want to take. First and foremost, we have to devise strategies of getting the numbers, push up in terms of enrollment. Is one area I'll be looking at. Push the numbers up, and also not just pushing the numbers up, also trying to come out with courses that I think the labor market actually requires. I'm not saying that the current courses are not needed, but if you look at it on a larger distance, these courses are being run everywhere. And the last time I was discussing with the Vice Chancellor that it appears we have strength in the sciences. And I was advocating that if we could introduce a course that is called radiology and imaging. This is one area a lot of, people, even if you go to the hospitals, in terms of labor, we are short in that area. And it's an area too that is very, very important. That's one area. In terms of expenditure, I think reducing our expenditure is very, very key. If we can especially in terms of numbers, like personnel, because we have to also look at the numbers that are, as a private university, we have to look at what we are getting and then what we are putting in. So if at the end of the day, in terms of numbers, we are not getting enough, and then we keep on adding to expenditure, surely we will not be able to survive. And that is also one area I will be looking at.
So, is it because this is not a private university, that is why you're not taking all these initiatives?
Yes. I think government, as you know better than I do, I think the government is not out just for the profit motive of setting up institutions like this. There may be some other motives that government will have to do that.
I don't know, tell me.
But the private person for sure, his main aim is to make profit. And whatever he will do.
No, Director, you said that there may be other motives that government will consider. And I say, I don't know. Can you tell me some of those motives?
In terms of if you look at the technical universities, I think over the years, deliberately, government has made it a conscious effort that there should be a technical university in each of the regions. And I think that could be one of the reasons. Regional, somebody say regional balance allocation of resources is one of them. Probably government will consider to maintain such institutions.
All right, maybe because government is there to provide access to education. So government is not actually looking at whether it's profitable to locate and invest in a particular place. But because government consider that to be a social service that will allow people to have access, that is why it's happening that way. So is that the reason also why, having noticed that the enrollment in humanities is falling, but up to now, 2 years down the line, you have not made any effort to find out why enrollment in humanities is falling?
Yeah, Chairman, we have done that at several meetings that we have held within the institution.
Your earlier answer to the question is that you have not been able to do, you are yet to find out. So don't tell me a different thing.
Chairman,
you
what
said
I'm
it earlier on, I recorded it, so that is what I'm asking. Is that the reason because government is not looking at profitability? That is why even you, who is there as the Director of Finance to advise management, you are not making any effort to find out why enrollment in humanities is falling.
Okay, so, Honorable Chairman, I want to come in a bit. The enrollment he was talking about was largely due to the business courses. However, we have a very strong competitor next door. That is the UBITS. Was it University for Business and SD Dombo? That their mandate is fully that business. So they get most of the students that would otherwise have come to us. Then secondly, accommodation is a challenge. Even the few that we manage to get, when they get to the campus, they don't have anywhere to stay. And not many people want to risk putting their wards in private houses that may not be suitable. So accommodation for infrastructure largely is one of the reasons. So sometimes you get them, you admit them, but they don't come. Some even come to the campus, look around, and then they say they don't want to be there, so they go away. So these are some of the reasons. But we are looking at, sorry, like you were saying, the allied health sciences. There's high demand for those programs. If you look at some of the universities, half of the applications are for the medicine and health-related programs. Most of the applicants are seeking for this. So if we had more programs in those, then we'll be able to make a lot of progress. And we have tried, because when I got there, I saw the need to introduce an allied health faculty, health sciences faculty. And we tried, but we were not successful when we sought approval from GTech. But we haven't given up. So as we speak now, we have submitted B.Tech pharmaceutical science, because they are not allowing us to run doctor of pharmacy, which is well sought after. But this is the closest we can get. And if we do, it means that we can get some of those who enrolled on our, who graduated from our dispensing technology program to return. And there will be many others who will settle for that if they don't get the doctor of pharmacy program in the traditional universities. So these are just a few, but we are doing something about it. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Ronke.
Thank you, Chairman. Director of Finance, in an earlier question with regard to the drop in the non-tax revenue, you said the emphasis on admission was shifting from the humanities to allied science courses. My understanding is that you are now getting more admissions into the allied science courses compared to humanities. And therefore, your non-tax revenue was dropping, even though I don't know why that should be the case, because they all pay school fees. But I'm getting the impression from the Vice Chancellor that you don't even have accreditation to run those courses. Now, GTech has not given you the necessary. So, can you explain the two situations?
Honorable Chairman, if I will clarify, I said we are trying to add on to increase the number of health and laboratory science related courses, which are in high demand.
So which ones do you run now?
We have laboratory sciences, we have dispensing technology, which is well sought after because we have had confirmation from employers that our graduates from that program do very well. So a lot of people try to come and do it. That's why we were looking for the chance to introduce the degree for them so that they can keep coming. So I'm saying that we are trying to expand. And also, we all know that the engineering-related programs are not usually well protected. You don't have many numbers. But we are trying to widen the net for those who haven't done non-science areas. So we are going to introduce access course. That, again, we've sought for approval from GTech, but they are saying we should hold on because they did a pilot, and they want to do the analysis to see how it went before we are allowed to. If we are allowed to do that, we'll be able to get more students to enroll on the engineering and related programs. Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
All right, thank you. We, as a committee, will encourage you to work harder in this competitive environment. A day will come, government will not be in position to give enough subvention. So it will be better, or earlier you start trying to make enough revenue to run the university. So we'll move on to the next one, which is paragraph 405 of the report. It's on unearned salaries, 112,373 Ghana cedis. Now, these are amount received by two staff. The first one, Osman Majid Granting, a senior lecturer who vacated posts but was paid 3 months salary. The total amount is 17,859.57 Ghana cedis. The second person, Emmanuel Akins, also senior lecturer. Refusal to return after study leave with pay. And the total months is 12. Total amount 94,518.33. That gives you the total, overall total of 112,377.90. Now, the recommendation is that management should recover this amount from the affected officers and pay to the controller's Auditor General's recovery account. Have you been able to recover the amount from these two staff?
Honorable Chairman, for your information, Mr. Emmanuel Akins is at post. So it's only Dr. Majid Granting who is away. But I will let Registrar respond to that. So Registrar, please.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. As VC mentioned, Akins is at post and is working. Dr. Majid, his domicile in USA, earlier, before we were trying to get in touch with him, we were not getting him, but we finally got his base in US. We have a number of correspondence with him. He expressed his interest to pay the money to government of Ghana. We engaged him further. He gave us a letter indicating we should give him a payment schedule. We further said, well, you are going to do the payment, so you should give us your payment schedule instead. He kept on moving forward and back and sent another letter indicating that he was not ready to pay the money until he got the auditor's side of the story, how they arrived at this amount. He has been invasive for some time. You send him the letters, you reply, oh, I will do it the next minute, you won't do it. So at our last meeting, we agreed that we will finally hand over the matter to IOCO to track him down, because we have given him his address, his email we even have. We have given the email and his contact to IOCO to track him down. Thank you, Chairman.
Can the auditors confirm that Mr. Emmanuel Akins is at post?
Mr. Chairman, we can confirm that Mr. Akins is at post. And in connection with the Dr. Majid, I think the last letter that he wanted how the calculation was done to arrive at his figure, done for him, was received on 29th of March by the school. So that is the position now. Thank you.
The 29th of March. 29th of March, that they received the letter from Majid.
Chairman, my question is on Mr. Akins. When did he resume work?
Mr. Chairman, Akins resumed duty on the 13th of April 2023.
Okay, per the agreement we had with him, he was supposed to have resumed work when? You granted him steady leave in 2018. He was supposed to resume when?
Thank you, Chairman. He was supposed to resume in November 2022, but he wrote for a 6-month extension, which was granted. So he finally assumed office in April 2023.
No, there's something wrong. If you look at paragraph 416 of the Auditor General's report, he was granted 3 years leave with pay from 14th of August 2018 to October 2021. Now you are saying you were supposed to resume in November 2022. So which one is correct, the auditor's position or your position?
Chairman, what happens is that he was granted a 1-year extension. Initial extension, 1 year. Then after the 1 year, he sent another, his supervisor has asked him to he was just winding up. So he came in with a request for 6 months extension, which was granted. Thank you.
Yeah, Chairman, these situations are becoming rather rampant, not necessarily at your university, in all the universities. And I think we should have a way of having a solution to it. Because this granting of steady leaves with pay, which is being abused rampantly everywhere. Vice Chancellor, what do you think we can do? Because we need to solve this problem. It is universal. And let me ask you, is it not possible to grant steady leave without pay?
Honorable Chairman, it's absolutely possible, and we recently did so. There's a gentleman who came in, and on his own, he was able to get a scholarship. And he applied for leave with pay, but we realized that he had not made the period. For those who are in the country, we encourage them to enroll for the PhDs. But if you want to go outside and you have your resources, like he had a scholarship, we gave him leave without pay. However, he's still bonded to return to the institution. So, but as much as possible, we are encouraging them to study locally, because we've seen the trend. And there's even one who has that history. He went for masters and played those tricks. So when he said PhD, he wants to go out again, we said no, he should find a university here and study there. And he was giving me the excuse that his research area, I said the PhD doesn't depend on research area. It is training the mind. So it's not about what specific topic you have done.
My general concern is that, correct me if I'm wrong,
yes,
most of these professors and lecturers who go to further their education in the outside Ghana go under one form of scholarship or the other, most of them. And sometimes they are even given work appointments whilst they are in the universities. So why should we also continue to pay them here? That's my question is there any justification for you to send somebody outside to train further? He has a scholarship, maybe he has even is working there and is being paid. Then we continue to pay him here. And when he finishes the training, he will not even come back. So can't we grant steady leave without pay? That's my question. Or shouldn't we make that a policy?
Honorable Chairman, if we are to do that, then the conditions of service have to be renegotiated, because all these things are in the condition of service. So until that is done, we can only keep approving steadily with pay. But in some circumstances, like I said, we say go without pay, so that if you don't come back, well, we will not have lost so much. And as I said, we are keeping many of them here to study locally.
I think the intention of steadily with pay is a good intention. Okay. But it's a beneficiary who are abusing the system. They are abusing the system. If the government continue to pay you whilst you study, with the hope that you come back and impact that knowledge to others, then after the course, you don't return. It's making it disincentive to government to continue. That is why ranking is coming up with that. That if the beneficiaries are behaving this way, then go and study on your own. Government doesn't pay you during the period of your study. Maybe when you come back, your salary will be enhanced. With that, you know that you will come back. So it's a difficult thing. We try in the past to advise that before you grant that steady leave, you must have a bank guarantee. We made that recommendation here, that you, the applicant, go to bank, let the bank give you a guarantee to be presented to the university that, yes, you are going to return. If you don't return, the burden falls on the bank, and the bank will also chase you and get you. Whether they'll be able to get that bank guarantee is a different thing altogether. But that would have been the best solution. And we have made that recommendation in the past. But I was reading the second one, which ranking will take. I saw that these people have guarantors as part of the condition on which you granted the study leave. The guarantors will have to pay that. We'll get to that point. So in this particular one, why, if Majid is requesting that you want to know the basis of for auditors' figure, have you contacted the guarantors of Dr. Majid?
Honorable Chairman, it's because he earlier expressed the willingness to pay that we did not contact the guarantors. But if he fails to do so, like we said, while the investigative bodies are going on, we also hold the guarantors. After all, they signed an undertaking on his behalf. So,
so once you have given the details of Majid to Yoko, I want you to add the guarantors as well to Yoko. Okay. For Majid, there is one Emmanuel Sasa and Adams Yunus. These two are the... No, Emmanuel Sasa is a guarantor for Majid. The two of them are guaranteed for Majid, and they are both lecturers at the Mechanical Engineering Department of the university. I'm sure they are still at post. They guarantee for Majid. And as condition, they are to pay the money or get Majid to pay. The people are sitting at your doorstep, but you're not making any efforts. Why?
Honorable Chairman, Registrar will respond to that.
Registrar.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. It was true the guarantors, we even got his email, because earlier I wrote to them to either get him pay or they will be held responsible. So you see my correspondence to Majid, at every point I copy them so that they will be on the same page with me. You know what, but with the letter to Yoko, even I have copied them. But your advice is well taken. When I go back, I'll add their names to the security agencies.
Let me read what the auditors put here. That is paragraph 414 on page 101 of the report. We noted from our examination of records that 2 officers were granted study leave with pay to further their education. Before their departure, the officers and their guarantors entered into an agreement with the university. The agreement committed the guarantors of the beneficiaries to refund to the university whatever sum of money was expended on the awardees, together with interest thereon at the current bank rates, if the awardee fails to complete the program and or refuses to return to the service of the university on completing the program. The beneficiaries, however, resigned after the program or abandoned the course during the period. So there is this agreement that if they refuse to return to the service of the university, there is this agreement that the guarantors will refund the money to the university. So that is what you should fall on, number one, because Majid refused or failed to return to the university. So you have to fall on his guarantors. You don't need to give them warning. It's an agreement that they have signed. You have to go after them immediately. Whatever they will do to get Majid to pay the money is their business, not you. That's the point. Okay?
Well noted, Chairman. Thank you very much.
Right.
Sir, if you come and sit here to tell us that's well noted, it's very troubling. What do you think is the meaning of somebody guaranteeing for somebody else? And let's read paragraph 418. 418. We recommended that the management should pursue Dr. Majid Osman and Mr. Emmanuel Akins and their guarantors to refund the amount of $270,981 and then 306 respectively, and pay the same into the Auditor General's recovery account, and they've given that to you. So get those people who went on steady leave to pay all their guarantors. And maybe auditors, you need to add to it that if the, what's your positions? I'm sorry.
Registrar.
Get the registrar to pay if he's not following up on it. Because, Mr. Registrar, I think you are playing games with us.
Honorable Park.
Chairman, I think you are on point. And I can see why the university is having a difficulty, which is something that we must consider. I dare say that one of the reasons why you are soft on this issue in terms of pursuing the guarantors is because they are staff of the university. If they were not part of your institution, I guarantee you the rigor with which you would have pursued them would have been admirable. But because they are from within the institution, you know, they are your colleagues. So you are a bit laid back. You've even chosen not to include their name in the correspondence to the UOCO. Vice Chancellor, this is the issue. And you know this is true. And that should be a lesson. Avoid allowing colleagues to guarantee for colleagues. It is like a family. How do you indict your own family members? This is why you are in this predicament. Conflict of interest. So let's learn a lesson from this arrangement as well. Thank you, Chairman.
Well noted.
Vice Chancellor, do we still have Emmanuel Sasa and Adams Yunus with the university? Yunus?
Yes.
Are they still with the university?
They are there, sir. We have them. They are there.
This committee is going to get a directive for them to be arrested. Or it's too harsh?
Honorable Chairman, I will plead that you spare them that. However, we will do the needful. We will ensure that, as has been said, and I think, first of all, they will be included in their names will be added to Dr. Majid's granting. And following on what Honorable Dr. Park has said, we will also make sure that in future we avoid internal guarantors as much as possible, so that this familiarity thing doesn't slow down the way we should act. So I plead, sir.
Okay, I want you to take action as directed to add the names of the guarantors to the information provided to IOCO.
Yes, sir, it will be done.
And report to the committee through the secretariat of the committee on the outcome of that action within 1 month. Let's know the update so that we know what to also recommend to the House of Parliament.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. We will do that.
So we are actually on Dr. Majid because there is an assumption that, or agreement that Emmanuel Akins has returned to post.
Yes, sir.
So
He's there.
all the issue relating to him is not there with. Is that the understanding, auditors?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All right. So let's now move to paragraph 423 of the reports. payment in lieu of notice before resignation. So there are 3 staff resigned during the period under review, but they did not give 3 months prior notice to the Vice Chancellor before they resigned. Now, auditors also noted that these 3 former employees did not pay 3 months' salary in lieu of notice, as stated in their appointment letters. And these staff are Pascal Dakura, principal technician. The amount involved is 15,860.71 Ghana cedis. The second one is Osman Majid again, and Akins again. So we'll rule out Akins. Akins is at post. Majid, we have dealt with Majid in details. So all these are going to be part of the information provided to Yoko. What of Pascal? Has he refunded the 15,860?
Chairman, Director will respond.
Okay. Chairman, we followed up from his former office. He was a staff of Ghana Health Service, and then got the appointment. He was sponsored to school. He got the appointment to Dr. Hilal Iman. Just as he was waiting for his salary, and the salary was processed, it went into an account that he was using at Ghana Health Service. So by that time, because they look at it as vacation of post from Ghana Health Service, so all the salaries went into that account, and they had already embargoed and given directive to his bankers to transfer the money to government chest. So we followed up to Ghana Health Service, where we were served with a copy of the letter that they sent to the bank. They told us the actions were taken by the bank. We wanted a copy of their advice, which they said they didn't have at the time. But a copy of the letter is attached to the response that we gave. So he couldn't get his salary paid to him. Everything went into the account that had already been embargoed. And because of that, he had to move back. So he's currently not even a staff of Dr. Hilal Iman. He has gone back to Ghana Health Service to go and serve the bond on steady leave.
Is this information known to the auditors? The information you provided to the committee, are the auditors aware of this?
We gave actually a copy of the response with the letter that we picked from Ghana Health Service, all attached to the document as presented to your good self.
Audit Service, can you respond to this?
Mr. Chairman, the correspondence with the bank requesting for the freezing of the accounts was presented to us. Thank you.
And are you satisfied?
Mr. Chairman, for now we are. Thank you.
Paragraph 430, Honorable Queenster.
Thank you, Chairman. Unclaimed performance bond guaranteed at 68,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah, so it was noted that the university awarded a contract through the Snida Motors Company Limited. And the contract was up to 680,000. And the 10% guarantee bond was paid, that was the 68,000 Ghana cedis. And they couldn't deliver the vehicle, the saloon cars, so the contract was terminated. But then the security insurance was done by Priority Company Limited. That money of the 68,000 has not been paid as at the time your place was visited. What has happened to it?
Honorable Chairman, the procurement officer will respond. So please go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. First of all, when they were not able to deliver per the contract, and the contract was terminated, we wrote officially to Priority Insurance to redeem the bond. And we didn't get any response from them, from Priorities. But we didn't end it up there. We petitioned National Insurance Commission on the issue. And the National Insurance Commission acknowledged receipt of our petition and also wrote to Priority to respond to our petition. And a deadline of 19th April was given to them to respond, and then they would then see how to arbitrate for the payment of the performance bond that was guaranteed by Priority. So far, this is what has happened to the performance bond. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The deadline letter was written in 2022, 19th April when?
We wrote Mr. Chairman, we wrote to Priority Insurance on the 30th of November 2022, requesting for them to redeem the performance bond. And we didn't receive any response from them. So we petitioned National Insurance Commission on the 5th of February 2024. And they acknowledged receipt of our petition on the 8th of February. And that same petition was also sent to Priority Insurance to respond, which they have given them a length of time to respond before they will then deal with the matter. Thank you.
Chairman.
Thank you very much, Honorable. You said 19th of April. Is it this month? 19th April 2024?
The first letter we wrote was on the 30th of November.
No, the deadline that was given.
That's 19th of this month.
Of this month,
yes.
Okay. So, auditors, are you aware of these events up to this point? And that if you are aware of that, we want you to monitor up to 19th of April and see how the bond will be fulfilled. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we are aware of the various correspondences, and we are guided by your directives. Thank you.
All right, paragraph 437 of the report, unpaid electricity bills. So, the Ministry of Education, through NCTE, now GTEC, in a letter reference NC/12L/V.2, dated 24th October 2019, also inform all public tertiary education institutions to use 34% internally generated fund capping to pay their utility bills. Auditors noted from the review of the financial record that the university was indebted to Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO, to the tune of 964,143 Ghana cedis in respect of unpaid electricity bills as of December 2022. Now, this situation could result in disconnection of power supply to the university. Management has been recommended to settle their indebtedness to NEDCO. Can you update the committee if you were able to settle these bills?
Honorable Chairman, the Director of Finance will respond. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chairman. Considering our financial situation, we had to just move into sign agreement with VRA NEDCO. We agreed on a payment plan, which we have been doing every month. We have a copy of the agreement attached. It was signed 27th day of June 2023, which we have been honoring that. I think recently they even came up with another payment plan saying that what we have been paying, they see that it cannot actually meet their distance. So there have been some increment which we have been honoring that. But Chairman, it is also important to note that the bills that accumulated was actually based on a fixed rate that was given to the institution. And management thought it was that it wasn't realistic. For instance, if you look at the administration block, a total bill of almost 50,000 every month was given to us. That around 47,000 thereabout. We followed up a number of times to tell them that there was a need for them to meter the individual blocks for us. They have since done that. And it is interesting to know that the first bill that came, even the lecture halls, I think the total bill that came was 160 cedis. Something that was around 7,000 Ghana cedis per month. The administration block moved from the 47,000 and came down to about 16,000 per month. So currently as we are speaking, yes, we are still adding up to the debt, but at a decreasing rate. And we hope that per the agreement, just in the near future, we will be able to finish settlement. Thank you.
Have you brought this new development after they put the meters, the reduction in the consumption or the bill as compared to the fixed rate? Did you bring this to the attention of NEDCO?
Yes, yes. I at an unofficial though, when they followed up on claims, these were issues that came up. But it appears per their policy, they can't go back and then reverse anything. So as it stands, the institution owes that bill, which we are paying per the agreement.
So what is the amount you are paying now on monthly basis? Use a mic.
We are paying 25,119 Ghana cedis, 64 pesos per month.
Per month?
Yes.
And the consumption per month for the entire university is how much?
Consumption, as I said, the last time I did some analysis for the VC, I don't have the details here, but that is where I mentioned in terms of individual blocks, instead of 47,000 for the administration block, it has come down to around 16,000.
I've heard that. You said it already. What
Yes.
I want to know is that as an investor, you are paying 25,000 plus a month.
Yes.
As the agreement with the NEDCO.
Yes.
I want you to find out how much you are actually consuming every month. That you can assess yourself and say that, oh, I'm consuming 30,000 every month. I'm paying 25,000. It means I'm building up the bill.
Yes.
I'm building it up, or I'm accumulating the arrears.
Yeah.
Or I'm consuming 20,000, but I'm paying 25. So I'm reducing the arrears. That is what I want you to know. If I were you in the opposition, that was the first thing I would have done.
Yes. Thank you, Chairman. As I said, I did. But the only challenge was that just as I finished that, there were increment in electricity bills, which I must be frank, I have not computed the new figures.
All right. It's for management information. You do that. That will help management to take decision.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. We'll do that.
Paragraph 443. Honorable Rankin will take it.
Thank you, Chairman. The infraction here is student indebtedness. Notice noted that 326 students own the university a total amount of 769,352 cedis. And the recommendation is that you put effective fee collection strategies. You put effective fee collection strategies to ensure timely recovery of debts owned by students. Management has responded that they have done that. My interest is for the benefit of others. What are the strategies we have put in place to make sure that you collect your fees effectively?
Yes, Chairman, thank you very much. As you can see from the report, 2021, the indebtedness was about 1.6 million Ghana cedis. And in 2022, 769,000. What we did was from time to time, we publish a list of students that owe. And then we tell them, if you do not pay your fees, you will not be allowed to write the exams. Before coming here, I think last week we did same. And if you get to our cash office as I speak to you, the place is choked. And as I'm here, I'm getting a lot of calls. Some relatives, try to intervene for us to give time for them to pay and all that. But as I said, the strategy has been, if you do not pay, you will not be allowed to write the exams. And students are complying with that directive.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm satisfied.
So if students have not fully paid before the exam time, assuming I've paid part, not fully, will you allow me to write the exam? Or once you have not finished paying, you will not be allowed to write the exam?
Yes, normally a notice is given to students, and even on the admission letter, you are asked to pay certain percentage, and you are given time to pay certain percentage afterwards. And then you are told to pay by the time you finish the first year or a particular year. You need to finish paying before you can progress to the next level.
That is the ideal situation.
Yes.
Assuming that a student did not honor all this arrangement, will you still allow him to write the exam?
No, when it happens like that, and you present your case genuinely, and you have a genuine case, we still don't leave it at that level. We ask you to look for a guarantor within the institution, and that one we have decided to tie it to even our own staff. Some of them have relatives, or some of them even go to their HODs who guarantee for them. We have a design form, and it's also working. They guarantee. I think the last time, those who even guaranteed, and then the students defaulted in payment. When the book and research allowance came in, that is where we deducted.
It looks like at the university you like Intel. You know what is Intel? within the internal.
Yes, but Chairman, Chairman, this particular one is working well for us, because when the book and research comes, we just withhold it. That one, we don't grant any mercy. So when we do that, they now pursue them, and then they make the refund to them through the institution.
Auditors, do you have any information on this? And that they are making, the effort they are making is yielding any good results?
Mr. Chairman, their effort is yielding some results, but still the indebtedness is not gone yet. Thank you.
All right. will encourage you to do that. In the first place, your IGF is not encouraging. So you don't allow that money to still be with the students. So put in the measures to recover this. The last one for Dr. Hila Liman, Technical University, is paragraph 449. Honorable Aziz will take it.
Thank you, Chairman. Vice Chancellor, the infraction here has to do with no title deeds to some of your lands. And in your management letter, you indicated that there were some litigation, legal issues between the Pango and Pagure. Has the issue been resolved? Honorable Chairman, the registrar will respond to that.
Thank you very much. As we speak, we don't have any formal notice as to whether the issue has been resolved or not. Thank you.
But have you made a follow-up to the court? Have you made a follow-up to the High Court to see if the court has dealt with the issue?
No, Chairman.
So, so what updates are you waiting for? What are your plans? Because you should have interest in this very legal issue. Yeah. Because that is the reason that is holding you from pursuing the titles to these lands. Honorable Chairman, if I will come in, our lawyer, the university lawyer, has been updating counsel on it. And from the last time he updated us, the issue was not resolved. However, I would say here, informally, that's why Registrar said we don't have any document yet. We had a team that came from, a joint team that came from those communities, the families, the feuding parties who came to engage management to say that they had resolved the matter out of court. But we said we cannot work with unless they bring us some form of document. We cannot rely on that. That's why we are not able to be definite. But we had an interaction with them, and they said they were advised to settle it out of court, and they complied. But we are waiting for them to convince us that the matter is actually resolved out of court. Was it their own decision, or the court asked them to settle it out of the court? Yes, from what they said. Yes. This is not based on evidence. Okay. From what they said, the court advised them to do so, and they did. Okay. But we don't have any evidence to that. So we didn't want to present this, but I just feel that this explanation will help for you to appreciate our situation fully. So once this is, if they're able to bring any documents to prove, then we'll take it from there. Thank you, Honorable Chairman. But did you advise them to come out with a document? Yes, please, I did. At the meeting, in fact, they insisted on seeing me alone. And I said, no, it has to be with the management. So when the whole management team met and they spoke, I said, okay, we have heard. But you know that we work with documents here. So go and put whatever you have, attach whatever evidence you have, and bring it. Then we'll take it from there. So we have since been waiting. They haven't come back. It means that the issue is halfway resolved. Sorry? It is halfway resolved. Yeah, we're getting there. It is just for the school to get the document, yes, and start working on the title deeds. But I hope the auditors are not aware of this update. Because the documents were not submitted, we don't have anything. You know, we can't just update by word of mouth. Okay. As I said, this additional information I'm providing is just to help us understand where we are really. Thank you. But we don't have any document for now to tender in support of that. Thank you. Chairman, I yield to you.
Honorable Sampson.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, if you remember the last, when we met the last time, this issue came up. And it has to do with your university clearing people's farms and the land. And monies were supposed to be paid. You have not paid for the land. The farmers' complaint was the last audit report that we met here. So the issue, have you paid? Has government now settled the land? The farmers? What we are saying.
Honorable, they've answered that question. That there are two families that are claiming ownership. So who do you pay the money to? Even if there is the money available, who do you pay to? So the issue is that they have to resolve that one so that they know the true owners of the land to whom the money will be paid. And that is where they are now. But my concern is that before the establishment of the university, was the land not properly acquired by government?
It was, Honorable Chairman. Registrar,
And the government acquired from whom? Which of the family? Is the two families claiming ownership now? Is the one the government acquired the land from, is that family one of the two who is claiming ownership?
Maybe the registrar who was there earlier might help us better. But the matter is so sensitive that we don't want to say things that for which you don't have any basis. Honorable Chairman, I'm saying that it's a sensitive matter, and I'm sure the communities are listening to us. So if I don't want them to lay ambush for me to come and tell them why I said what I said. So,
well, for the sake of your life, we will not ask you further questions.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
All right, that brings us to the end of the issues involving Dr. Hilary Mantika University. We want to thank you very much for coming. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
Now let's have Bolga Technical University and Tamale Technical University to take the oath. Bolga Technical University, are they here? Yes. What of Tamale? Kindly join them to take the oath.
I do in the name of the Almighty God swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee touching the matter in issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Bolgatanga Technical University, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Kindly introduce yourselves to the committee.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Samuel Erasmus Alna, the Vice Chancellor.
I am Zangurana Ibrahim Yakubu, the Registrar.
I am Stephen Tobaza, the Director of Finance.
Thank you very much for coming. You have only one issue, one management issue, but Honorable Ajay Boateng will look at your financial performance, paragraph 114.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Boga Technical University, your financial performance showed that you had a surplus of 708,993.09, representing 34.2%. So you are doing well in that regard. Are they not? Which one they? Oh, sorry, what? 951 as against the previous one of 708. So the performance over the previous year was about 34.2% improvement. Now, you look at the details and you see that your internally generated fund went up from 4 million to 9 million. Does it relate to your school fees?
Mr. Chairman, I'll reiterate that of finance to answer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's not entirely related to school fees. We had a donor fund from Comfort, which was about 4 million plus. So that it is about that it is here, 4,750,557 Ghana cedis, 23 pesos. That has contributed to the increase in the internally generated fund. Even though the internally generated fund improved from the previous years, but the sharp increase is as a result of the donor fund. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm interested in the fees because I want to see how you are performing relative to that particular revenue item. What really happened?
Mr. Chairman, is it the donor funding? Or?
No. The internally generated funding. He tells us that it includes a donor fund. So I want to see how you are faring with regards to your fees. As at the time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The school fees also increased by about 841,148 Ghana cedis. And it could have increased more than that, but the reopening went closer to the end of the year. So at the time the students came and they were paying, they couldn't pay up to any substantial amount to show the improvement in it. But it was paid in the subsequent year. Apart from that, we have been giving them some concession. They pay 60% in the first semester, 60%, and then pay 40% in the second semester. So because of this agreement we had with the students and SRC, it is not always showing within the year under review. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, but if you look at your student debtors, when you look at your current assets, your student debtors increased by 72.7% from 5,761,000 to from 3,335,000 to 5,761,000. So you see that you have a similar problem that we had with the other, that your debtors figure is going up. And what are you doing with regards to that?
Thank you, Chairman. With this particular issue about the student debtors, is actually as a result of the reopening time for us. Number one. Number two is also about the concession I mentioned earlier. But whenever, like by second term or second semester, you see that substantial school fees has been recovered. We have made it a point that we shouldn't have those student debtors running all over the year.
Mr. Chairman, just some additional information. Because of COVID, the academic calendar was disrupted. So instead of reopening, say, September, August, we're now reopening in January the following year. And that reopening period is quite close to the period that the auditors come for the audit. And as he indicated, we have a concessional fee payment system, very flexible for them. So they pay about 60%, they are required to pay 60% and register within the first semester. By which time the auditors will have come, and then that portion of the unpaid is being captured as student debtor, though it is right, but we have given them that concessional fee payment system. But by the end of the academic year, they should be able to pay everything before they are able to write their exams.
So this one was for 2022. So what has happened since that time? Have we been able to retrieve those arrears?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have been able to retrieve everything.
Can the auditors confirm that currently the student debtors figure has been dealt with? Can you speak to that? Oh, I was just finding out whether there has been an improvement in the students' debtors figure.
Mr. Chairman, per the follow-up that we did, I think there is substantial improvement. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, but you also have under deferred income. What makes up the deferred income?
The deferred income is a result of government funding projects. So normally we decide to use this Get Fund sponsored program, project. So we use the deferred income as a result of the depreciation of those assets. We charge it against our income. And that is what we have seen the deferred income. So this particular year, the charge to deferred income came from buildings and then motor vehicles.
Okay. Now, current liabilities. You also had unpaid electricity bills of 1,054,012 cedis, as at the end of 2022. So what have you done about that too?
Thank you, Chairman. As at that time, 2022, we have made some payments. We were able to pay up to 654,423 Ghana cedis, 46 pesos out of it. We realized that the amount we paid was also not enough. So we had an agreement with electricity NEDCO to increase the payment by paying 200 Ghana cedis every quarter. So every 200,000 cedis every quarter. So that is what we have done. And we actually brought what we paid up to the end of 2022. But for 2023, the amount has come down to almost 500,000, even though the consumption have gone high. But because of the new agreement with them, the money, what we owe has also gone down as at this time of the year.
So you are complying to the directive that was given to you in respect of payment for electricity bills.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Right.
We are
So
paying.
that is why on a monthly basis you are paying 200,000.
We are paying 200,000 every 3 months.
3 months.
And it is actually reducing the debts.
Correct. Yes. So I think that arrangement is good for you.
Very good for us.
So, Mr. Chairman, I think that is their position. Their current ratio declined to 4.2:1 as against the previous one of 11.8:1. However, the university is capable of meeting its short-term financial obligations. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Auditors, I'm wondering why we should classify the donor fund as part of their IGF. It's misleading. If you add 4 million plus, which is a donor fund, to the IGF figure, in the report here, it shows as if their IGF, which is mainly the school fees, jumped from 4 million to 9.5 million. So it's misleading.
Mr. Chairman, I think the donor funding was lumped together with that of the internal generated fund,
yes,
which I'm of the view that we should separate it. So
yeah,
going forward, the separation will be done. Thank you.
I agree with you that we should not lump the two together. It's not showing the true picture of their performance. So in future, whoever audit firm doing this audit, or you yourself, you should separate it. Just like you show the deferred income separately, show the donor fund also separately, because the donor fund will not come every year. It's maybe at the time the project is ended, it will no more appear. So for instance, in 2023 reports, if their IGF dropped to, let's say, 6 million, because there's no donor fund again, they will be thinking that they are not performing. All right, let's go to the only management issue, paragraph 1, 2, 3. Honorable Isaac Opoku.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, Borgatanga, your only management issue is about refund of cost of study in lieu of serving a bond. You granted study leave to one Mr. David Brown to pursue a 4-year PhD program in road and transport engineering in the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And that was between 2019 and 2022. Unfortunately, after completion, Mr. Brown resigned from the university, but he has failed to satisfy the terms of the bond. That is, he refused to pay the salaries and the allowances paid to him. And the total amount involved is 325,048 Ghana cedis, including interest. 2 recommendations have been made by the auditors. The first one is to recover the amount from David himself or from his guarantors. What is the current position?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's actually true. David Brown failed to return to the service of the university. So when he wrote to us indicating his intention to resign, we also replied telling him that then he has to refund all the salaries and allowances that were paid to him during the study leave. And by so doing, we copied Iyoko. And even before the auditors could come, we had copied Iyoko, and Iyoko was pursuing him. So currently, Iyoko has pursued him. He has made some payment to Iyoko. which will have the receipts at least at the receipts. So, do you have the
So how much has been paid so far?
So read.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We have the details of the payments he made. If you look at the detailed payment, you will see that the agreement is to be paying 5,000 every month. So he has paid from 6th July 2023 to 9th March 2024. And he has paid about 40,000. He has paid 40,000. So if you look at it, he has since paid 40,000, leaving a balance of 285,046 Ghana cedis, 15 pesos. And we have the receipt from issued by Yoko. They are here with us.
So it was Yoko who entered into that agreement with David. The arrangement to pay 5,000 every month.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When we wrote to him earlier, he responded and even wanted to take out taxes and SNIT, but we said it was about gross salary. So when he wrote that he will be paying 5,000 per month, we had to refer to Yoko because we don't have the coercive power, and they are those who can pursue them. So they said it was okay. So they allowed him to be paying the 5,000 per month.
So far you've recovered 40,000.
Yes, Chairman.
And per the arrangement, how long will it take him to cover the entire amount?
We have divided. Yeah.
So in a year, if it's honoring the 5,000, that will be about 60,000 cities. So 60 divided by that.
I just want to know when you hope to recover the full amount.
So if it's level 200, that's close to 4 years or so.
About 4 years.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Where is he now?
With interest. It's with interest.
But where is he now?
We currently don't know where he is.
You don't know. Did he return?
But it's within the country.
He's still in the country?
Yes, sir.
But you don't know where he works now?
No, sir. But I believe Yoko knows much about his whereabouts.
Well, since that arrangement is in place, I think we would encourage that you pursue that. But what about the second recommendation, which says management is advised to ensure that any officer who wishes to assess any steady leave with pay secures an insurance or bank guarantee before approval is granted? Are you pursuing that? Are you ensuring that subsequently anybody who is granted steady leave with
that's
pay?
true. We will subsequently do that.
You will or you are?
We will.
Why? Because this recommendation was made in 2022 and we are in 2024.
Yeah, but so currently those who go on steady leave don't go full steady leave. What they do is that they are on steady leave. Mostly they go on weekends for the steady, maybe KNUST, UCC, but come back to teach. That's why we are not able to enforce that. So they are teaching, but the mode of training is just by weekend. So they go for their lectures and come back to teach. But they still have they still have a bond to serve. But if they are teaching while schooling, they serve half of the term of the bond.
But that is fine. But if you look at this recommendation, I think the chairman also made similar comments that in our previous sittings, we made similar recommendations about the insurance or bank guarantee. Why aren't you going by this advice?
Yeah, so I think it's because we have not had an issue of somebody moving fully out of the show, from the campus.
Do you have staff who are pursuing causes outside the country at the moment?
I think that was before that.
Yes,
Then-
I just want to
yes,
know whether
yes, and
at the
we have
moment you have...
we have a few who have full scholarship.
Yeah, the full scholarship could also mean either with or without study leave. So I want to know whether you still have some.
Yeah, we still have some. We still have some.
And what are the bond conditions?
They sign a bond to return to a service of the university with guarantors, and then yes. So I've also increased the number of guarantors from 2 to 3.
But the guarantor system isn't working. Because David was granted study leave, with a guarantor, and it's going to take 5 years to recover the money.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, you see, even scriptures say, before apologies, even if it's insurance, if the fellow will come back, just there's a surety that you have somebody to pay on his behalf. But once we have a guarantor and you go pursuing them to pay, I think that kind of reduces the difficulty of having to get the fellow to pay to refund the money to the state. For all those ones who have not returned to the university to serve the university, IOCO pursues them on our behalf, and they pay with interest.
All right, Chairman, I think that is the situation now. The case was referred to IOCO. The arrangement is that David should pay $5,000 every month. He so far paid $40,000. And the outstanding balance is around $280,000. So per that arrangement, it's going to take another 4 years to recover the full amount. So that is where we are, Chairman.
All right. Mr. Vice Chancellor, you made a statement that I want to make sure you are being sincere with us. When we asked the other institution why they were not following the bank guarantee issue, what they told us was it wasn't part of the bargaining agreement between the union and the university. You are telling us that you will look into it. Would you be able to institute that, the bank guarantee thing, without going through bargaining agreement with the university, the unions, and then the university? Is that what you're telling us? You'll be able to do it without going through the bargaining thing?
Mr. Chairman, it's a process. If you engage the union and they don't buy into it, then that becomes a difficult matter. So, as indicated, it's an agreement between we and the unions. So we'll begin to introduce it. If they buy into it, then that be it.
No, sir, we want to make sure that what you are telling us, so is it dependent on whether their union will accept it or not? Is that what you are telling us? That you would do it without consulting the union?
No, Mr. Chairman, that's not what I said. I didn't say I'll do it without consulting the union. I said we will try to see if we can implement it, and that is a process. And that means that we have to consult the union first. If they agree, then we implement it.
I'm not sure the union will agree to this. You want to take a decision that will affect somebody, and you want to consult that person, and you think that he will agree that you are taking a decision that will vary condition that will go against me. They won't. They won't. But is David Brown still paying the money? Is he honoring the 5,000 per month agreement?
Yes. Mr. Chairman, he's paying.
The last time was 9th March 2024. Means just last month he paid.
So
he has been paying. It's consistent.
But he didn't honor the April one. If it's monthly 9th March, the next one will be 9th April. That was last week. He didn't honor last one. Or you didn't have that update from IOCO?
No, sir, we don't have that update.
Auditors, are you aware of this 5,000 per month agreement with IOCO?
Mr. Chairman, we are aware of the agreement, and we can also confirm that 40,000 has been recovered by IOCO. Thank you.
You can confirm.
I can confirm. Thank you.
Ajay.
Chairman, I have some difficulty. The Vice Chancellor is telling us that Yoko knows where this gentleman is. And yet, you are telling us that you don't know where he is. What is the difficulty? Why are you not able to, through Yoko, get to know where this guy is?
Mr. Chairman, I said Yoko may know. However, since Yoko is in touch with them, with him, and is paying, at least that takes off, quote unquote, the burden of having to know where he is, pursuing him, or all those things. So we are pursuing him through Yoko.
All right, that'll be all for your discharge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're very grateful.
Thank you. Tamale Technical University. Thank you for coming. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Where's the Director of Finance? Mohamed Kamal Din Al-Hassan, Director Internal Audits.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Yakubu Idrisu, Registrar, Tamale Technical University.
Abbas Brahima, Vice Chancellor, Tamale Technical University.
Sumaila Said Salam, the Procurement Officer.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Tamale Technical University, your financial performance for the year 2022 looks good. You've been able to make a surplus of 4 million, and that's making an increase of 265% over that of 2021. Your internal generated fund also increased by 10.7. Government grant increased by 64.7%. There must be a reason for that. Can you tell the committee?
Mr. Chairman, we had clearance to hire more more staff, and so that it was just remuneration that led to that increase.
I'm Al-Hassan Abdurazak, Director of Finance. So, like the Vice Chancellor has indicated, the increase was as a result of additional recruitment that we had as a result of clearance that we secured from the Ministry of Finance.
So the trend in terms of your IGF has run across all the technical universities so far. For you, in 2022, your IGF is 12.7 million. Meanwhile, your total expenditure was 71.1 million, which means that without government support, you cannot survive as an university.
Exactly the case.
Well, I won't ask further questions on that. Your current ratio is also good, 2.7 as again 2.3 of 2021. I want to encourage you to continue to manage your finances, especially in terms of your current ratio, so that you'll be able to meet your obligations as and when they fall due.
Thank you.
We'll then move to management issues. And the first one is paragraph 367 of the report. Price variations of delay get farm project, 6.2 million Ghana cedis. The auditors in their audit disclosed that 3 GET Fund projects awarded to contractors between 2005 and 2008 with an initial contract sum of 2.2 million Ghana cedis was varied to 8.5 million due to irregular payments of interim certificates submitted by the contractors. The auditors further noted that the projects which were at different stages of completion have been terminated, repackaged, and re-awarded to new contractors more than 3 times within the project life cycle, resulting in variation to the tune of 6.2 million Ghana cedis. The project has been captured in a table 50, construction of 2-story rectors bungalow, construction of 4-story library complex, and construction of 2-story ICT block. There's a picture of the rector's bungalow on page 93 of the report. Also, a picture of the 4-story library complex and a picture of the ICT block. They're all there in the report. Now, the recommendation by the auditors is that the Vice Chancellor should liaise with GET Fund for the project to be completed. Kindly tell the committee the updates on these 3 projects.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In fact, just a point of clarification. We got the projects through the Northern Regional Coordinating Council. And so they deal directly with GET Fund. We basically would go to them with complaints and, in fact, push them to get the projects continued. And so that is why in 2021, in fact, we made several pleas, and then they terminated the contracts with the previous contractors and re-awarded it. And so we cannot go to GET Fund to talk about those projects. RCC does that for us. But just an update, for the construction of the ICT block, as of this month, the contractor is back trying to finish it up. So they're now doing the ceilings, and we hope this time they will complete it. Our checks with the consultant has indicated that the contractor on the library complex, because we are growing so fast that we seriously need a library. And so we've been pushing to get the library completed. And last time we checked, they said the contractor said he will come back and lay tiles. They looked for him, and he was in Saudi Arabia, so they couldn't actually get him to site. So that's the latest information we have on that. The rector's bungalow, the contractor who is now on site, has promised to get it finished too. So in essence, the contractors are back on site trying to get them finished for us.
So the contractors are back for all the 3 projects?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
I think that when we're approving the GET Fund formula, there was a provision made for completion of all uncompleted projects. So we hope that Parliament has approved, as part of the formula, some monies to be used by the GET Fund administrator to complete all these projects. So we hope that by the close of the year, we'll see some large improvement in that. Auditors, can you confirm that the contractors are back on site?
Mr. Chairman, we can confirm that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Paragraph 374, Honorable Vice Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. 374, we are talking about a contract awarded out of the approved budget. And you sought to renovate a hostel at the amount of 874,199. And on the PV, you paid 305,108 Ghana cedis. The recommendation for you was for you to seek retrospective approval from the Minister for Finance and the Governing Council of GTEC. Have you done that?
Thank you. Yes, sir, we have done that. We have since written to the Minister of Finance through the Ghana Tertiary Education Council, except that except that we have not received feedback from the letter.
So it means you don't have the approval. You've written for it, but you haven't received anything back from them.
Yeah.
So you still don't have the approval. How long ago did you write this letter?
About, where's the letter? I think the letter is attached to, I didn't leave a copy here. It should be with them. The letter, which date is that? Can you check? Date of the letter. We submitted the
Chairman,
letter
if I may come in, the letter is dated 14th June 2023. Thank you.
So about a year later, a year after the audit, that was when you wrote the letter.
The audit for 2022 fiscal year actually ended somewhere March, April.
Okay.
The audit started in February and then ended somewhere March, April.
And
So
how long
a few
after that
months,
before you wrote that letter?
2023. Yeah, 2023. So that will be around about 2 months or so.
About 2 months?
Yeah, about 2 months.
Okay.
And that is right also because after the audit, we needed to wait for the management letter from the Auditor General before we could respond. Actually, the auditor finished somewhere the first or second week of April 2023, and we got the management letter a month or so thereafter. So this particular letter was sent barely about a month or two after the receipt of the management letter.
So do you now realize that hostel dues form part of internally generated funds and must be budgeted for before its usage? Do you now realize
Yes,
that?
sir.
Okay, because going through your audit, it looks like the Vice Chancellor has a lot of powers and can make decisions without following the laid down rules and regulations.
Well noted, sir.
Have you done a follow-up to the letter you wrote?
Not yet, sir.
So you wrote a letter in June.
In June
2023.
2023.
After 6 months to the end of the year, you have not received a response. Then 3 months into the new year, making 9 months, we're in the 10th month, you have not written a follow-up. Do you think that that letter is still on the table of the officer? Or is being pushed to somewhere? You need to write a reminder.
Mr. Chairman, going by your advice, management will pick it up and make necessary follow-ups to find out the status.
We have been advising every year when we come. You pick our advices, but sometimes you don't apply. You only said, okay, we'll follow up, we'll take your advice, but you don't implement it.
Mr. Chairman, we always do, and this one I assure you that we'll do the needful.
If you always do, I don't expect you to wait for 9, 10 months without writing a follow-up or even doing a follow-up to the letter he wrote. You know, Ghana, the civil and public service, you need to keep writing before somebody will pay attention. Yes. So I want to do a follow-up.
Well noted.
For me, getting a retrospective approval doesn't change anything. But that is the law we have. So we have to make sure we follow it. It won't change anything. What we should have done is to punish you for doing the wrong thing. Then the next time you won't do it. But the recommendation is that, write back to get approval. Whether you got approval or not, the expenditure has been incurred already. But that is what has been recommended. So let's go by that.
Thank you.
Paragraph 381, Honorable Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Paragraph 383 have your infraction, in which you are awarded a contract of 105,000 Ghana cedis, then some cedis, for printing and supply of answer booklets for 2021-2022 academic year, which was above the head of entity threshold. That is a difference of 5,024 Ghana cedis. Your limit is 100,000, but you went beyond it of about 5,000. But you gave a very interesting response. So, management response, can you tell the committee the explanation you gave to this so that it will be very clear?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, this issue of above the VC's threshold came as when we were about to write exams. So when the supplier submitted the quotations and the evaluation was done, at least 5,000 was above his threshold. And exams was also at hand. But then entity tender committee was not, we're not having a meeting at the moment. So it was advised that he should go ahead, approve it. When the next meeting, it will be sent there for ratification. So before the auditors came, but then we have not had entity tender committee yet. So after their observation and they left, we had the entity tender committee. We sent the document there and then they ratify it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I ask for your explanation because here I'm seeing advert costs, citizen allowance and all that. And I know those costs probably is not part of the 100,000 threshold. But in any case, you could have quickly arranged a meeting of the entity tender board to ratify this. You got 5,000. Now you are in trouble. They are saying that they have referred you to Section 92 of the Public Procurement Act, which sounds, Chairman, because of the extra 5,000 you spent. And Section 92, Chairman will tell you what it means.
I'm not convinced with the answer you provided. That shouldn't be an answer at all. Examination is one of the core activities of the university. It's one of the core activities of the university. After teaching the student, you examine them. So you have planned for that. You know, examination will be done with what? Answer booklets. Why are you telling that the committee that examination was coming, and then the tender committee was not meeting at the time? So this story is not convincing. If you had planned, you would have procured this booklet long before the exam time. Okay? That tells me that you are sitting on your job. Yes. You were sitting on a job. You didn't do what you were expected to do at a particular point in time. You didn't do it. But we will only warn you to go and make sure you do the right thing. We will not refer you for any prescription. Make sure that you plan your activities, and when it is to procure this booklet, you do it. You don't wait till exam is coming next week, then you rush. I'll conclude that it's a deliberate thing you are doing to benefit from it.
Mr. Chairman, no, sir.
Then don't do it again.
Thank you.
Paragraph 387, Honorable Ennis.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, the infraction here is failure to prepare consolidated financial statements for Tamale Technical University. The auditors indicated that management of Tamale Technical University expended an amount of $632,991 from internally generated funds as at 31st December 2022 for the establishment of the Tamale Technical University Hospital. However, management failed to consolidate the financial operations of the hospital, but stated only the amount expended as long-term investment in the 2022 financial statements of the university. Management responded and relied on IPSAS 6. However, IPSAS 6 had been repealed as of 2017. So what is management position now after the auditor's recommendation for the accounts to be consolidated?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'm glad to inform you that in the 2023 financial report, a consolidated financial statement was prepared incorporating the financial activities of the university hospital. And that was made available to the auditors when they came around.
Auditors, can you please confirm?
Mr. Chairman, the 2023 financial statement incorporated that of the hospital, and we now have a consolidated financial statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That will be all. That will be all.
Vice Chairman.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, if you look at paragraph 389, the auditors are saying that this same issue was raised on our previous audit report, but management remained adamant.
Mr. Chairman, that particular point is true, and we explain the reason why we couldn't prepare a consolidated financial statement for the 2022. In fact, the hospital financials were still under review by our internal audit directorate. There were issues that we needed to clarify at that particular end before the consolidation was properly done. As at 2022, when we were preparing the financial report, that exercise was still ongoing. So in our response, we have indicated that management at the time had directed the internal audit directorate to clean up the records or verify, validate the financial report of the university hospital before the incorporation could be done.
You see, if I read paragraph 384 also, it says the Vice Chancellor usurped the powers of the entity tender committee.
Oh, that's a different...
That's a different thing. Okay. But if you read through Tamale Technical University, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
The impression I get is we'll make up the excuses. We'll do what we want. Please, don't create that impression. Because this book is not just for this committee. It's on Auditor General's website. The whole world can read it. Don't give an impression that you don't want. Because when the auditors tell you something, you are adamant. It's a serious thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That'll be all for Tamale Technical University.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sure this issue has been cleared by the auditors. Have you cleared them, auditors?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
You are discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Let's go to the colleges of education. Do we have Nusrat Jahan Ahmadiyya College of Education here? Kindly step forward to take the oath. Also, St. John Bosco College of Education also join. Do we have Bagabaga College of Education also? If they are here, they should join.
I do in the name of the Almighty God swear
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
touching the matter in issue
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much. We'll start with Nusrat. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Shani Usman, the principal.
I'm Yusham Idris, finance officer.
Thank you very much for coming. You have 3 issues in the report. The first one is paragraph 534 of the report on the colleges of education and pre-university educational institutions. And that one is about unrecovered staff advances, 7,050 Ghana. You granted advances to 3 staff, Abdullah Yusuf Gaba, Mohammed Salifu, and Kojo Chiramantin. The total amount is 7,050. The recommendation is that you should recover this money from the affected staff. Have you?
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Management has recovered the staff advances to the affected staff, receipts issued, and money lodged in the college account.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, the total outstanding amount has been recovered since. Thank you.
Okay. Paragraph 542, Vice Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Principal, we are talking about billing of students for non-functioning sick bay. You collected 47,720 Ghana cedis from the students, and the sick bay was not functional. What do you do with the money, and why? And how come the sick bay was not functional?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My finance officer will talk to it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The sick bay is currently operationalized. At the time that the monies were collected, the college was not even having the sick bay. It was a guest house. So it was at the finance committee decision and with the approval of council that we had to turn that guest house into a sick bay to avoid the frequent movement of students that fell ill to the municipal and regional hospital. After the collection of the monies and the approval of the finance committee and council, the sick bay has been worked on and students now use it. Thank you.
But at the time you collected the money, you knew you didn't have a sick bay. You knew it was just a guest house. So why collect the money for something that you were, a service that you couldn't provide? Did you return the money back to the students?
Chairman, the approved fee schedule that came from Parliament indicated that component of the fee. So we have no authority over it not to collect. So upon collection, we then sought permission of council to rehabilitate the sick bay for them to use. Thank you.
Auditors, could you confirm what they're saying, please?
Honorable Chair, as we speak, the sick bay is in operations. Thank you.
All right, sir, Mr. Chair.
All right. Your last infraction is on failure to supply clothing and recommended textbooks to students. Management of the college charged 1,227 students, a total amount of 518,941.50 Ghana cedis for the supply of clothing and recommended textbooks for use in 2021 and 2022 academic year. The auditors, however, noted that the school did not supply these items to the students. Now, we want to find out from you have you been able to refund the money to the students? Since you collected the money, you didn't provide them with the items.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The finance officer will respond to.
Chairman, the said clothing and textbooks have been supplied duly to the students. We have given the indication to the auditors, please. Thank you.
Did you supply this to the student after the audits?
Yes, please.
So does it mean that some of the students who pay this money had left the school before you supply?
No, please.
Auditors, can you confirm that the student who paid for this item duly received them?
Honorable Chair, the recommendation has been duly been complied with. Thank you.
What was the recommendation?
To ensure that the textbooks and the textbooks and the clothing are supplied to the various students who pay the money, which they've done so after the recommendation.
Mm. And that can be located in which part of the report? All right, let's move. That'll be all for Nusrat. You are discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let's have St. John Bosco. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Mahmoudou Daniel, Acting Vice Principal.
I am Mawiya Mohamed Lawal, the College Finance Officer.
Emmanuel Ayamba, Internal Auditor.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Your first infraction in paragraph 474, Honorable Apak.
Welcome. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Unpaid rent is the title of the infraction. In your case, the number of occupants are captured as 17. The rent due, 8,760. 4,800 was paid, leaving a balance of 3,960. Have you been able to recover the balance captured by the auditors?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I will refer this issue to the Finance Officer to respond appropriately.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I think we have recovered 3,360 from the defaulting staff. However, we had two staff, one Mr. Angabe Edward and Paul Uga, who owed 300 Ghana cedis each, who were wrongly invoiced by the finance section, because I think the two had gone on compulsory retirement. So at the time of the audit, the invoice was still pending. So we drew the attention of the auditors that these 300 Ghana cedis each should not be part of the unpaid rent. And the total balance left, which is 3,360 Ghana cedis, has since been recovered. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Auditors, have you seen the information to reconcile with what we've been told by the finance officer, that the 600, which is still outstanding, was assigned to the two staff members in error?
Honorable Chair, after reconciliation, the total amount came to 3,660, out of which 3,210 has been settled, leaving a balance of 450. Thank you.
But how do we reconcile that with what the
Yes,
finance
actually,
officer told
at
us?
the time we presented the status of implementation to the auditors, there was 150 Ghana cedis relating to one Michael Yemisi. This amount was paid in the latter part of I think early this year. He paid the 150 and another 30 cedis by one Isaac Butias. So these, if you clearly look at it, those two payments were not part of what we have. But the Ministry of Education requested for a new, for a status of implementation, which we updated and submitted to them. But I think the auditors still rely on what we submitted earlier. I have copies of the receipts that we were issued to those two persons. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So I think it's likely because the new information didn't get to the auditors. So what you should have done was to ensure that the information got to them. Because I know one of the persons, and I know that clearly he would have done the needful. I don't want to give further details, but you know what I mean. Mr. Chairman, there is a balance of 400 per the records with the auditors, but the Director of Finance has also indicated that there's an update, but that information has not gotten to the auditors yet. So out of the stated amount, it is only 400 that is outstanding. And based on the reconciliation, if the documents get to the auditors, I believe that it will be cleared. I yield to you.
Thank you very much. So, auditors, you need to reconcile with the school. Paragraph 477, Honorable Isaac Oboko.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, 477 is about unearned salary. And one, Mr. Kambesi Ajigewe Jr. Isaac, is separated from your school. In fact, he was on study leave without pay. And for Chairman, the name is Kambesi Ajigewe Junior. The last name is my namesake, so that one I can pronounce correctly. Sorry if I pronounce the name correctly. Yes. Chairman, and for 7 months, even though he had separated, he was on steady leave without pay, he kept receiving his pay for 7 months. And the total amount is 13,303.68. First of all, I want to know, is he still on campus? Is he still a staff of the college?
He's back. Thank you, Honorable Chairman. The said staff who was on steady leave without salary is back on campus. He's working.
No, he's not on steady leave without salary. Steady leave without approval.
Okay. Actually, it's true, Honorable Chair. When the attention of the management was drawn to this effect, the said staff came back from school and he's on campus.
What subject does he teach?
He's a non-teaching staff. He's not a teaching staff.
What does he do?
He's an administrative assistant.
And for 7 months running, you didn't recognize that he wasn't at post?
Honorable Chair, it's true. You know, the college work with structures. And he actually also been supervised by and then his immediate boss. And definitely we normally collect reports from the various heads of units. And then I think before the reports came for us to actually realize that he's not on campus, the auditors came and then did their work and drew our attention to that effect.
Anyway, the recommendation is that the money should be recovered. What is the position now?
Honorable Chair, I think I'm glad to announce that immediately the issue came to light and the staff was called back. As at now, currently, the money has been recovered. We took him on and he has paid everything once. It was not on installment.
All right, auditors, are you able to confirm the total recovery?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm a total recovery. Thank you.
Chairman, the said amount has been recovered.
That's all.
Thank you very much. That'll be all for St. John Bosco College of Education. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Do we still have the Bagabaga College of Education? Kindly come and take the oath.
I
I, Ghazali Isahaku,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
touching the matter in issue
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please turn off the mic. You turn it on.
Thank you for coming. Kindly introduce yourselves to the committee. Use a mic and introduce yourself to the committee.
I am Ghazali Isahaku, the principal, Bagabaga College of Education.
Tingoti Francis Combon, finance officer, Bagabaga College of Education.
Use a mic. We are recording.
I am Abdallah Baba, internal auditor.
All right. You have only one issue in paragraph 412 of the report. Honorable Ajay Boateng will take it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This one has to do with unearned salaries. And you had two of your members of staff, Dr. Barihama Idrisu and Mr. Frank Atati. Both of them were, they were lecturers. But both of them resigned. In the case of Dr. Barihama, he resigned, and for the period March 2018 to December 2020, the unearned salary amounted to 96,515.66. And in the case of Frank Atati, the amount is 77,376. So the audit asks that you recovered those monies. What is the current status? Have you been able to recover those monies?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the college has made effort to recover these monies. And as at February, the outstanding balance in the case of Barham is 43,728 Ghana cedis, 77 pesos. But Mr. Atati, in our records, has finished paying. Thank you.
So Atati has fully refunded the amount?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Can the auditors confirm that one for us before we look at the other one?
Honorable Chair, Mr. Frank Atati, after reconciliation, the amount came to 15,885.16, which he has fully paid. For Dr. Baham Idrusu, the total amount is 96,515.66, for which he has settled 52,386.89, leaving a balance of 43,728.77. Thank you.
So, in the case of Barihama, what arrangements have been put in place to ensure that the payment is made?
Mr. Chairman, we have a payment plan. I think the details are with the finance officer that he's following.
Is available to the auditors? The payment plan?
Yes, Chairman.
All right, okay.
The payment plan with Barhama is for him to be paying 2,680 cedis and 99 pesos every month. He has followed the plan consistently up to now. So pay our arrangement. He would finish paying by July 2025. Thank you.
Auditors, are you aware of the payment plan?
Honorable Chair, we are aware of a payment plan of 2,680.99 per month, which is following, since he has never defaulted. Thank you.
Chairman, there's a payment plan in place, and the auditors have confirmed that the said officer is paying consistently. So that will be all for me.
All right, that will be all. So we encourage you to ensure that he followed the plan until he finished paying the balance of 43,000 plus. On that note, that will be all for you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable members, we have come to the end of what we plan to do today. And I want to thank you for coming. Tomorrow, we are expecting all the district assemblies cited in the report of the Auditor General for Common Fund and IGF from Upper East and Upper West regions to appear before the committee. Equally, we are expecting all the pre-university educational institutions from the two regions, Upper East and Upper West, to also appear before the committee. So we have a tall list tomorrow. So we should bear in mind that tomorrow we're starting as the usual time at 9 o'clock in the forenoon. On that note, the meeting is adjourned to tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the forenoon.